Órale! Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. This is your host, Jorge Martin Familia. It is Underdog live draft night. Esta noche, we are in vivo. We are already in, and we're waiting for a couple people to jump in. But Familia, I'm so pumped for tonight. I'm just excited. Uno de mis muy buen amigos is just right there to my side. Love it. Can't wait to jump in. But also make sure you're giving us a like and subscribe on YouTube, por favor. You know, I've been doing a lot more extra little shorter episodes here and there to kind of get the numbers up. So, por favor, gonna have a lot of really good content coming up. I'm already excited for tonight. Some stuff post draft. It's gonna be awesome. And also make sure you're going to when you go to Underdog, go to underdogfantasy.com. Make sure you use that promo code Familia23, Familia23 if you want to do it in Spanish. I'm going to match you up to your first $100. Get in there. It's the best ball. You're going to find out right now, live in vivo. Oh, my goodness. And also, make sure we're a proud member of the Fantasy Points Media Group, Familia. You know, when you go to fantasypoints.com, get your 2023 subscription. And also beyond that, you know, in the media group, you got the Dynasty Vipers. You've got, you know, injury prone is alive. You've got, Full Tilt Fantasy. So many Sons of Dynasty, so many great pods. Hopefully we're going to be adding some more. Get in there, get your subscription, follow us. And Familia, I tell you, you know, when I use that term, todos somos familia. This our invitado. He and I have a very, very special connection. Feels like 2 years ago, we kind of, you know, really dipped our feet a little bit more. Got involved in a Twitter group with Thick as Thieves with so many other people that you see all over the airwaves. I feel like we've grown up together, and you know, and over these, and just in the last year, we've sang karaoke in Ohio, which a lot of you guys saw on Twitter a little more than a week ago. We stayed up way too late with some of the best, some funnest folks in the fantasy industry in Vegas. And he even gave me a guest spot on Start Sits and Salutations. So that was awesome. You're going to find him at Front Yard Fantasy, Football Guys, Familia, so much more. No more words. Let's bring him in. Bienvenido, mi amigo, mi hermano, mi compadre, Joey Wright. Jose, mi amigo, welcome. Bienvenido. Thank you for joining.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I saw when you put the message out like, hey, does anybody want to do a best ball draft and stream with me? I'm like, all right, let's hang out. I got a new studio set up. I am all ready. Oh, it's a pleasure to be with you, buddy.
Oh, and shout out to El New Papi, Jay Felicio.
Yay.
Jay. Oh, welcome.
The new
welcome.
Papi.
New Papi. Yeah. Now you're outnumbered, brother. You're outnumbered. Yeah. I'll give you more tips on being outnumbered, but it's all good things. All good things.
Have you seen the pictures?
Oh my goodness, that one with
full head of hair. Full head of hair.
Yeah, well, so you know, he's got a nice head of hair. Megan is Megan. We hung out with her in Canton. Gosh, just
super sweet.
Zone coverage. You just go like this. You just put your hands out and just especially when the teenage years, you just do a lot of this and just walk out of the room. So I can tell you from personal experience right now. But Joey, okay, we're already in a draft. So Familia, but
started yet?
No, we're waiting on 4 people. We're waiting on 4 people to join the draft. So actually, let me see if I can if there's a way to share the draft.
You can you share a link? I don't know. I think you should have to tell people to get in there.
So there's a $3 draft. Anybody in there? So $3 best ball draft. If you guys want in, Joey and I are already in there. Draft with us. We'll put the board right here, and we'll just have some fun. And we will try not to curse your name when you snipe us on this. But Joey, you know, I remember a couple years ago, we both really got into best ball, and I remember an article that you wrote specifically talking about how best ball became your new way to mock draft.
So you know, there's a lot of people out there that say mock drafting is no good. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't help you at all. I totally disagree with that. I think it prepares you for knowing where players are going, kind of seeing like where the flow is, what the tiers of players are. So if you ever get in a pickle, and I find it's funny, I get in these industry drafts with, you know, all the people like with you, Jorge and Jay, and, you know, all the great people in the industry, and you kind of learn people's tendencies. I struggle in my home league with my ones that I've been in my buddies with, because they're going, a wild card. But, these mock drafts, or I use best ball for that, it really does let me see where the flow is going with players. If I miss on a guy that I thought was going to be there, all right, who else is there? Who is going to be there later? So I love best ball just for that. It really builds up a good rapport for yourself.
And I think it gives you the idea. It gives you a good feeling of where guys are going to be. If you're feeling like some running backs are sticking around, when you get into the redraft, I think it gives you that level of confidence. If you go with a hero running back or a zero running back, you're kind of knowing, okay, we're in there. So
absolutely.
I think there is a level of confidence. By the way, one more person fill up the room. So if you want to draft with us, one more person
I see my
jump
mom's
in
here. Mom, go join a best ball draft, Mom. I'll teach her to do that.
Hey, Mom, ¿cómo estás? Oh,
yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, I can't. Oh, man. Well, hey, by the way,
Jay,
Joey,
just go to Underdog, and it's good. What's up, buddy?
Go ahead.
Your show.
Go ahead. No,
I was gonna say, Jay, go to Underdog, and it's that one that's just waiting there. That it's the $3 one with 12 people. It's not a private one; it's the public one.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're full, I think. Yep.
Oh, we're now waiting. Okay, well, I'm gonna share this. What spot?
Oh, this is gonna be. I got the 8 spot. What do you got, Jorge? Let's see. Oh, you're at 11. Okay.
Ooh, oh, I don't like that. It's a super flex draft too.
Yeah.
So don't love that. Don't love 11 because I feel like the quarterbacks are going to be gone by that point. But how does
my sweet spot right now? 6 is my sweet spot.
Ooh, yes. So you don't, because you end up with some really. You can end up with a really good quarterback and then something good at the end. All right. Do we know any people who are in the draft with us?
Let's take a look. Big.
T-Bell.
T-Bell is not Jeff Bell. I don't know Purple Pain, but I want to get to know him because it sounds like Purple Rain.
Yes.
Frank, by the names on there, I don't think we know any of these guys. So that means we get to take their money. So that's fun.
Yes, baby. Yes. All right. Well, and we're on the clock. We're on the clock. So big ticket. And okay. So at number 6, you're picking a number 6. Oh no, wait a second. It looks like you're number 8.
I'm number 8, but I can still talk about it because
what are you thinking at that? What are you thinking right there?
So there's 6 quarterbacks I like. And that's why I say I like going 6th. Because even if I'm like, maybe I don't want one of those quarterbacks, I can just grab Justin Jefferson. And those quarterbacks are the 3 that have gone: Hurts, Mahomes, Allen, not in that order. Burrow, Herbert, and Trevor Lawrence, actually. I'm really high on Trevor Lawrence this year. I love what Jacksonville has done. So if I get a top 6 pick, Trevor Lawrence would be 6th on that list for me. But I am very happy starting my Superflex drafts off with Trevor Lawrence
over Lamar Jackson.
I'm hoping I luck into him. Yeah, and it's just a question of we really don't know what's going to happen to Lamar. There is a chance he does sit out this year. I really hope that doesn't happen. I'm gonna pick away.
Ooh, and Justin Jefferson went.
Yeah, I got my pick between Herbert and Lawrence, so that's a nice conundrum to have.
So okay, you're on the clock. What are you feeling? Ooh, Herbert.
I'm gonna go T-Law. If I knew that Lamar Jackson was going to play in Baltimore next year, or if he was going to be in Atlanta, if I just knew where he was and he had a surrounding cast around him, I mean, just a pulse, I would gladly take him. But I don't really want to risk just in case he does sit.
And the thing with Lawrence, I did a show recently talking about the elite QBs, and I feel like he has the upside to jump into that elite QB, that top 3, because he's still got the rushing upside, and I think those touchdowns are going to go up over 30 this year.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got who thought Evan Ingram was going to be the target that he was. I mean, kind of with the Doug Peterson offense, it doesn't make a little bit of sense, but he's getting Calvin Ridley this year. There's probably going to be some rust, but once that offense gets clicking and a great pass catching running back and Travis Etienne, I'm required to say that as part of Front Yard Fantasy because they all went to Clemson. And if I don't, I think I lose my contract. But yeah, I mean, that Jacksonville offense is so exciting.
All right, so
all right, what are you gonna do?
So exciting. All right. You know what? I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to go Travis Kelce right now because I know I'm
Okay.
going to get a quarterback coming back.
Position scarcity.
That thing, and my strategy. Oh, we're back to me. So when McCaffrey and Watson. Ooh. All right. Well, I love what I'm torn between Dak and Tua at this point. I think I'm gonna go Dak. I think he's
okay.
I think he's gonna throw a little bit more. I think there's a couple of teams that I mean he's gonna throw a fair amount. He doesn't run as much as he used to. Oh, look at that. Oh, Tyreek. Oh.
Yeah, it's a nice pick.
But yeah, Dak's not running as much as he used to, but I think he's going to be good for 30 touchdowns this year with, adding Brandon Cooks to CeeDee Lamb. And there's always talk that they're going to add something else. And who knows, if they get Bijan, he might get some cheap, get 5 or 6 cheap touchdowns between him and maybe 10 touchdowns between him and Tony Pollard. So that'd be kind of fun.
No kidding. Let's keep a tracker of all the teams we say Bijan can go to tonight. All right. Oh boy. Okay. So I'm going to end up with 2 of my top 12 quarterbacks. I'm going to take Tua here just because, upside.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, I said earlier today, like when the Aaron Rodgers signing happened, there's officially now 12 quarterbacks. This might be my favorite year ever just to wait on quarterback, which I always wait on quarterback, but like I will definitely be the last person in my drafts to take a quarterback and not reach. Now, I mean, if Josh Allen falls like 2 rounds, of course I'm going to take Josh Allen. But in general, like if you're in a 12-team league, you don't really have to, reach to get that quarterback unless you want Hurts or something. But yeah, you got Tua, Aaron Rodgers there at the end. Let's go.
See, now when it comes to quarterback this year, I'm feeling like there's Bijan going right after Jonathan Taylor. So the number 3 running back off the board. How cool is that?
So not knowing his landing spot, he almost seems landing spot proof, except maybe if he goes to Dallas, maybe he might be a little limited with Tony Pollard getting because he's only got 1 year left on the contract there. So I don't know.
Well, Eckler, going to the Chargers.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Eckler is there. So that would be kind of tough, but I mean, but he's so good. He's so good. I still marvel at this one play that he made against Alabama, where it was a receiving play. He goes out probably about 20 yards out. The quarterback overthrows it as he's turning around. So he does a complete 180, catches the ball, comes back down, does another 180, gets another 10, 12 yards. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, there's no way a human is supposed to be able to do that. There's just no way.
So in your running back rankings, where do you have him? I'm just curious.
I have him. Okay. So my running back rankings are McCaffrey, JT, Henry.
Okay.
I right there after him. Oh no, Eckler and then him.
So between like around 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. Actually, no, I put Saquon ahead of him just barely. But that could change if he ends up in Atlanta. It could change if he ends up in Philly. I mean, if at either of those places, it's dangerous. Or if he falls all the way to Cincinnati. So
man, if he falls to Cincinnati, oof.
That would be painful for the rest of the league. Who are you? Oh, we're coming back to you.
Yeah, I'm 4 away. I'm starting to regret maybe taking Tua. If Aaron Rodgers would have fallen to me, I would have. I would have rather. Oh no, there he went. Okay, I'm glad with what I did then. All right, so Lamb. If any of our competitors are watching us, I don't think they are. I'm giving away what my plan is. Yeah. I'm probably going wide receiver at my next pick. There's only one running back I really like in this tier of players. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking more and more like I might end up taking that running back. Nope. Ooh. And he went. Saquon Barkley. You just mentioned him.
Oh. Now, when it comes to, these first 4 rounds, you've already got the 2 quarterbacks. Are you just best player available at this point?
Yeah, and from here, I'm just going to let the draft kind of unfold itself to me. I don't never really like to go into. I think it was Heath Cummings that predicted the patented the NIP strategy, no intentional position strategy. And I really like that. Like, just kind of let the draft unfold to you. Other than, I do wait on quarterback. But I mean, there's definitely been times like in the Scott Fish Bowl last year. I mean, I took Burrow and Jalen Hurts because the value was there. They kept sliding down, and I'm just like, and I was picking towards the middle of the draft too. So I picked Jalen Hurts up, I think pick 6, and then Burrow made it all the way back to me. I was planning on taking a wide receiver, but I couldn't pass the value at that point.
Ooh. So here's my conundrum here is I would love to get Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff right now at this spot.
Ooh.
So I am.
Can you do? I bet you could do it too.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Goff first because the teams behind me both need quarterback, and I'm gonna pray that Amon-Ra is still there. So I've got him. So this is gonna be fun. Hopefully they're going. Hopefully these teams are going quarter. This team is going. Well, this is the one team is going quarterback. Hopefully it goes quarterback and then running back.
I feel like he's gonna have to take one quarterback here. I took Chubb. Because it's going to be so long till his next one.
Yeah, he's got to take a quarterback here. Well,
so
he's
Chubb before Henry Jacobs. I don't know if I would have. Never seen Green Hunt. Oh,
Derek Carr. Oh, I got my
buddy.
stack.
Look at you.
Yes. For those listening on Spotify for podcasters on Apple, Google, Spotify, I just got a stack of Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that just made my day. Ooh, okay. So now we're back to you. There's 2 people in front of you. Neither of them have running backs.
Yeah, which that I'm actually happy because the player I'm actually targeting here is someone I'm really high on, and he's a wide receiver. So, and it's going to be a little bit of a reach, but he won't make it back to me, and I do believe that much in him. And I'll talk more about him when HMR4 doesn't pick him. I haven't tilted, and I feel like that's the best when you mock draft with me. I'll tilt at some point. That's what Jay tells me. He's like, when Joey goes off, it's really fun.
It is beautiful.
All right,
it is beautiful.
Seconds. Yeah. It is. It's good entertainment. It looks like he's probably going to get Henry. Yep. And I'm actually going to take Devonta Smith.
Oh, that's such a beautiful pick.
Yeah. This Philly offense, AJ Brown's probably the wide receiver 1 there. But if you look at the second half of the season between those two, Devonta Smith was actually a little tiny bit better than AJ Brown was. Now, that's a small sample size. But Devonta Smith's one of those wide receivers that I'm actually okay on passing on the wide receiver 1 on a team like AJ Brown if I know that I'll get Devonta Smith later and address a different position, kind of like I did when I took the Tua instead of AJ Brown, which I could have. Yeah, I love Devonta Smith this year coming up.
Oh, and he was a target. He was a consistent target monster there at the end. I think it was the last 6 or 8 weeks. I don't think he had less than 8 targets in any game, and AJ Brown was under there. So beautiful player, and I think he is one of those guys. Like you mentioned, Jalen Waddle with Tua. That's another wide receiver too, and I think the other one is T. Higgins with Joe Burrow. Is another guy that you love to see. You love to see fall.
I like taking T. Higgins, but I'll take Jamar Chase. Like I won't.
Oh yeah,
I won't say okay. I'll pass over Jamar Chase, but I'm actually doing my July article for Football Guys. It's all going to be about the wide receiver 1s that you can pass on because the wide receiver 2s on a team might just be just as good. So I'm actually doing an article about that with Football Guys.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. I love everything you've been doing. I mean, Joey, that's the great thing. You've been able to do so much for, two just really great sites. I mean, we got friends that are all over the place at both of the places, Football Guys, Front Yard Fantasy.
I've been very fortunate before. I've mentioned this probably 100 times that I used to be a film critic, and the film community is nowhere near open arms like the fantasy football community is. Yeah, we've got our little scoundrels out there and whatnot, but for the most part, everyone's very welcoming and helpful. We were at FSGA, and there was a content creator program going on there, and Matthew Berry was there, and one of the things he was emphasizing was, do you remember the phrase? Whatever I can do to help. If there's anything I can do to help,
that's right.
Yeah. And
that's been true.
Everybody said that whole weekend. Like, if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. So
it has been so utterly true.
Yeah.
A few have actually been very helpful already for me, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome. That was such a great time. So your pick right there, how did you like that pick?
Which one?
Wait a second. I'm sorry, you're coming up. You're coming up. Yet. So
I'm holding on to my big flag plant of the year, the guy that I believe the most in, coming up, and no one else has the position covered, so I'm a little worried he might get taken. But then Bryce Young just got taken, so it's a little bit better.
Oh yes, I'm prepared. I'm prepared.
I really don't like how much running back has dried up.
Yeah,
but this is around the range I've been drafting, because I've been going a lot of, I wouldn't say zero RB. There he went. I love TJ Hockenson. He was on the graphic. It's okay. I think I have him in 70 or something % of my underdog drafts this year. So I need to diversify a little bit.
Oh man, I was hoping for you on that one.
Can we trade out of our picks? Just kidding.
All right. So, that was a pick I was sitting on. Ramondre.
Yeah, I'm actually, let me just double check here. Let me put this person in my queue just in case there's somebody I don't like more. Ooh, actually, I can get him second round. Okay, I'm going to do a little stack here. All right, not yet. Okay. Let's see who falls back to me.
Sniped me.
There. Did I? I'm sorry, but not really.
No, don't be sorry.
It's fun. It's fun to snipe people. All
right. Oh, Amari Cooper. So I've already got the
stack. Where do you think D-Hop's going to end up?
Where I think I really hope it's Buffalo. I think that would be really sexy, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if they have the cap room on that one. Let me make a pick. Man, I'm getting sniped. You know what? I'm going to go a little bit deeper on this one. I'm going to go J.K. Dobbins.
Okay, you can take Dobbins. That's fine.
Where did you think I was going?
Take who I wanted. I can't tell you yet. I'll tell you in a few though. There's a wide receiver I really like.
Let's see. Well, I am going.
While you're making your pick, I'm gonna.
I am going wide receiver right now.
I'll let you pick.
I'm buying the.
Okay, that was the other one.
That was one of them?
That was one of the two I had. But I think I'll get him. It's a little bit of a reach.
I don't know. I think there's some sexy picks.
No.
Here.
The one for me is going to be a little bit of a reach, but not much.
Yeah, you're not kidding about the running backs already be drying out, and especially right now, the night before the draft. Without knowing, if like a Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be somewhere where, somewhere good.
Yeah.
Oh, Drake London.
I love Drake London.
I agree.
So, I mean, if you look, Garrett Wilson was probably the best rookie wide receiver last year, but there were flashes during the season where Drake London really did look like the best wide receiver in that rookie class. I do think Atlanta's probably going to try to do something with the quarterback's position. I know they're saying Desmond Ridder is going to be their quarterback, but I don't know how much we can believe in that from what we saw from him last year. But I mean, they've got skill positions everywhere. They got Kyle Pitts, got Drake London. They could add Bijan Robinson, but Atlanta's a team they could trade up and get Hendon Hooker.
Oh my goodness!
Although, should I drop my Hooker thing here now?
Yes, please do it, please.
Yeah, so I can't take credit for this. Jeff Bell's the one that said it first. Our good friend Jeff Bell, but I want Hendon Hooker on the Buccaneers so I can get a Pirate Hooker T-shirt because that's marketing. Just like let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll build an Etsy shop just to do that.
Oh my God. Hand over fist. Hand over fist. If those Tom Brady t-shirts could sell in Tampa. Yeah.
And
I'm
they're
going to
still
shout you
sell.
out though. We were at FSGA and you had my favorite panel of the week. And let me tell you why your panel was my favorite. One, because it was a great panel. The guests were great. But you did exactly what a moderator should do on a panel. You showcased your guests. You showcased the panel. And it made me so happy. I mean, you put out some knowledge in there too, but you really did a great job knowing who your panel was and making them look absolutely incredible, which is exactly what a great moderator does. So shout out to you, buddy. You did a great job.
Thank you. That was it felt a little like driving a fast car there for a while at certain points, but man, I mean, especially a couple of times I caught myself looking at some of the people who, some of the heavyweights in the fantasy industry who were in the audience. I had to remind myself not to do that, but it was so awesome. And the people who were on the panel with me, Kendall Valenzuela, Justin Henry, Dan Titus, James Coe. I mean, I feel like we all became friends after that. And it was great. And I got so much incredible positive feedback after that, because man, I mean, the people were great, but I mean, people were saying, look, we just didn't know how to have that conversation on how to get more minorities into the fantasy industry. And we're like, hey, you know what? Start with 5 of us. We'll point you in the right direction and help you get not just minority candidates, but good minority candidates. And
I had 2 incredible opportunities come out of that panel for me. He wasn't on the panel, but our good friend Mauricio was there in the audience, and him and I talked about a project we're going to work on together this season coming up. It's going to be a blast. And then Justin Henry and I are going to be working on something, which is something that's very close to Justin. I can't announce it yet because it's like, somebody else is going to announce it for the both of us, but it's very exciting to be able to work with Justin on something as well.
Justin's one of the great guys. Mr. Scampers, thank you. And Mama Tabitha.
Scampers, what's up, buddy?
Oh, man. Did you hear that? I've got confirmation. Mr. Scampers is going to be at the expo.
I'm excited. I'm ready for the shirt. I'm ready for the charade to be over. You've met Scampers. So I am excited to meet the chat cat in person.
I've met Scampers. I've taken a picture
I'm on the
with
clock.
him.
What am I going to do?
Oh, yeah. I'm 3 away.
Oh, I got 24 seconds. I just keep talking. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my baby, Damian Pierce.
Oh, yes. I was sitting on him.
Yeah.
Did you buy anything into the fact that, I mean, they've already signed Devin Singletary, but, when people talk about like another running back getting drafted in there, where do you stand on that one? I'm kind of like on.
So here's the thing. Last year, Houston, he could have come back. He really could have come back, Damian Pierce, after about 2 weeks. And there's about 3 weeks left to go in the season, and they shut him down essentially. I think they saw what they had in him. That he doesn't have the best draft capital, but he was 3rd in the league last year in broken tackles, behind Derrick Henry and I believe it was Nick Chubb. And he was on pace with them, and he only finished behind them because he didn't play as many games as them. So I love Damian Pierce. I mean, if you watched him last year, he is super electric. Now, I got to watch him when he played in college, when he played at Florida, and I would always be so mad because he would not get the carries. Like, oh my God, why are they not playing him? And for the NFL, I'm so glad because he doesn't have that mileage. There's a little bit of injury concern, I guess you could say, but man, everything I see, I love. I mean, so much that I bought a pink t-shirt. It's like a teeny bopper shirt with just tons of pictures of Damian Pierce on it. All right, what am I going to do here?
So I went with my anchor RB approach earlier, taking J.K. Dobbins, and I'm still sitting on one. And in my last 2 picks, I went Tyler Lockett and who's the other one? I remember what's his name. Godwin.
Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin and Lockett. Lockett. I mean, Godwin is really low here, going in the 7th round, even in a super flex draft. That seems way low because I think he's going to be a target. I mean, do you agree? I mean, you're a Bucks fan.
Yeah, I mean,
you're on the clock. I'll let you.
I got sniped. I wanted Brand Ayuk there. What am I going to do now? Man. How many seconds I have? I got someone in my queue. I don't know if I actually want them. How am I doing? You know what? I'm going to take him. Even though he's going to miss 6 games, this is best ball.
Yep.
And he was one of my players that I really thought was going to have a breakout season. He was very limited last year because of the injury he suffered in college in that national championship game. But, I'm still on Jameson Williams. Sit out the first 6 games and just light the league on fire for the last 11 you play.
Exactly.
And best ball, but that's the thing. Best ball is a perfect place to take him.
You know what? And on top of it, I mean, I love him getting him late because, when you get in the nitty gritty times, the back half of the season, his games are going to be in domes when it's bad weather. And I was just talking to someone last week. I mean, Jared Goff's numbers in Detroit were just ridiculous. I think
unbelievable.
I think it was like his touchdown to interception ratio was like 23-3. I mean, it was just
speaking my language.
Yeah. Just give me. I know. I was like, I was saying, if I wanted to go to a late QB strategy, even though I'm going to be dabbling in elite QB very much, but if I wanted to go a late QB strategy, I want to see if I could pair up the weeks where Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff are home as much as possible. So, because both of them are just crazy. Now, neither of us has gotten a third quarterback yet. At what point are you looking at that?
Probably the next round. Third quarterback is so tricky in Superflex and best ball. I've seen guys start off quarterback.
Yeah.
I maybe should have done that tonight just to experiment with it since I'm kind of smack dab in the middle. Let's see. Who do we got left?
It's getting late early out there. It's Mac Jones, Sam Howell, Ryan Tannehill, Baker
I hope
Mayfield,
Sam Howell
Levis.
gets a shot.
I hope so too.
I really like him. We saw one game really out of him last year, but I really liked what I saw in that one game. He's got good weapons around him, like Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. And it looks like I can't say I've seen a mock draft where Washington wasn't taking a tight end in this draft for some reason. So it looks like they'll have a rookie tight end, even though I don't really like to draft rookie tight ends because historically they don't really perform that well.
And and the other thing on top of it, he's gonna have a good defensive front, so that is gonna be able to kind of hold the points down, so that they're. He's not going to have to be a hero or anything like that. Maybe get him some good field position, and he's going to have a decent running game with Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson, and who knows if they add to it. Decent, kind of like a middle of the road offensive line. He's got a little running upside to him. I hope so. I hope it works out. I mean, if he could be like a Kirk Cousins type, I mean, not to be helmet scouting with, considering that the Washington team developed Kirk Cousins, I think it'd be it could be good. Now we're coming up on year time, right?
Yeah. I've got Tannehill or Howell. I've not taken one single spot on. Wait, how many people are in between us?
2.
All right. I'm actually going to skip quarterback because I have 3 that I like. And I'm going to take James Conner.
Ooh.
Yeah. There we go. Get another solid running back.
I think that's an inspired pick. I like that at this point.
Yeah, I looked at who's coming after me, and I saw 3. The people coming after me in between me, a lot of them had 3 quarterbacks already, and 2 of them had 2. I know you're probably going to take one. There's 3 quarterbacks I like. So I'm just going to take what's left over.
Well, I've got
Unless
2.
Some knucklehead gets excited and takes 2 of them. But
so I'm only worried about oh, damn. Took Tyler Algier. I was sitting on him for one of my next 2 picks. So I've got 3 quarterbacks. I've got 3 quarterbacks in mind. And the guy picking twice after me already has 3 quarterbacks. So I'm going to look and see what I can get.
You should be able to wait here to get it on your next pick.
You know what? I'm gonna take a chance on Alvin Kamara, it being best ball. in the
6
ninth
games?
round. I think that's what he'll get. I think you're right.
Joe Mixon might get more than 6 games.
Yeah, exactly.
Sadly.
Exactly. That
he's going to get cut by the Bengals on June 1st, most likely. I think that's when they save the money against their cap. Is it June 1st?
And I think we'll see who's there. Okay, so Michael Thomas, that was a good pick. That's a really good pick. So quarterback, I'm taking a chance that Bill O'Brien can fix Mac Jones. So
okay.
I'm gonna go Mac Jones. I don't love my running backs right now with J.K. Dobbins and Alvin Kamara, but I'm gonna see. I feel good that I won't have to do much with Travis Kelce beyond Travis Kelce. He'll have 16 weeks of being a tight end one. So I'll have to count on that. So here you are.
All 3 of the quarterbacks I passed are still there. So now I've got to have to make a decision. I was kind of hoping somebody would make it for me. Oh boy. So yeah, I got Tannehill, Sam Howell, and Will Levis. It seems like Will Levis is going to get a starting job. I'm not high on Will Levis. I might, because I don't have a single share of. Oh, nope. Will Levis is gone. I don't have one of Tannehill. I'm going to take him over Sam Howell, even though I do kind of like Sam Howell a little bit more. But yeah, just diversify.
You know what?
All right.
He's going to be playing for a contract with Tannehill. Treylon Burks maybe takes a second-year leap as a wide receiver. I don't hate.
He is so far down on draft boards this year.
Yeah. Is he still out there?
I believe so. I'm gonna click the little button here. Oh no, he might have been taken.
Yeah, I think he's gone. But
well,
you know what?
Got
there's
him.
still some.
Congratulations.
There's still some interesting guys out there. That
I mean, this rookie wide receiver class. If you look at Underdog in about a month and a half, those rookie wide receivers are going to be a lot higher. Some will be higher, I should say. Like Zay Flowers, if he ends up going to Kansas City or Los Angeles to the Chargers, he's going to fly up the draft board. Quentin Johnston, if he ends up going to Buffalo, you could see him moving up high too.
Oh, and that would just make Jeff Bell so happy.
I think it would. I do. I would say Quentin Johnston's the wide receiver. I had him as high as wide receiver 2 this offseason, and he's been sinking. Like, it seems like people are out on him, but I don't know. I like what I saw. And he's so different from all the other wide receivers in this draft class. He's such a big body and just needs to learn how to use it.
He's got breakaway speed, and you know what? If he ends up somewhere that they could, that because so much that we don't, that I think we in the fantasy industry don't talk about enough is the right environment that they end up in, and do they end up in it on a team that coaches their players well, and
exactly.
And so, I mean, Quentin Johnston, I mean, he's got some warts to him, but man, 6'3", 210, and he runs a 4.4 and change. And he has breakaway speed on guys. I mean, that, in the pads, I love that guy. So I'm staring at your team. You're coming up. You got 4 picks before you. Still no tight end.
No, that's pretty much where I'm going. I've got 3 tight ends in my queue that I like. I might end up going double tight end here and just double tapping that position. Well, I see what people have after me.
You won't expect me to be drafting somebody here.
I might not be able to double tap tight end. I've got 3 I like. I'll say this: I have 3 in the queue. If one of the 3 makes it back to me on my second pick, I'll take a second one. But I'm gonna take one of them now.
All right,
which one is it going to be? I don't have any of him yet.
Man, I'm looking at some of these, the running backs. Some of the rookie running backs are getting a little interesting that are out there.
Yeah, any of, let's say, I'm not going to say, Freiermuth went. I'm going to take Chig. Stack him with Tannehill.
Ooh, love that. Love that.
Yeah. He can make a big leap this season. I really like what I saw out of him last year. We were talking about the rookie running backs. Yeah, Shaq Charbonnet, Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't think Bijan's going to fall to Cincinnati. Whatever running back ends up in Cincinnati, even Tajay Sharp. Like I am all in. Oh, not Tajay Sharp.
Tajay Spears.
Tajay Spears. That's what I meant. I was so close, guys. I almost made it this whole show. I was bowling a 300 and I just threw it right down the gutter. Yeah, I mean, whatever running back ends up in Cincinnati, because they're most likely cutting Joe Mixon, is going to be a top 24 running back for me. So it's just interesting.
So I'm torn right now. I want to go running back or receiver at this point.
I like the P. Ryan pick that went after me. I'm really high on Samaje P. Ryan.
I think I'm going to tap Brian Robinson here. I liked what I saw with him late in the season. Here at the 11th pick, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have some good weeks, and I just need him to make up for however much time Alvin Kamara is going to miss. So now I got 2 picks, and I've got a couple of interesting ones that I'm going to see if they make it back to me. Oh, Elijah Moore was one of them.
He just went, didn't he?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have made it back to me. Sounds like you would have taken him.
I was definitely looking at him. So now do I go rookie running? Do I go rookie receiver? Who can I say? I'm going to go with, I'm going to tap a rookie receiver here. Jordan Addison.
Which one are you taking? Yeah.
Jordan
He's my
Addison.
wide receiver 2 in this class.
I got to see him a little bit more at USC this year. I mean, just a wonderful athlete. Dealt with a little bit of injuries, but man, he's already excelled in 2 programs right now, and I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be one of those guys that could be kind of like Olave, kind of like Garrett Wilson, who can, run. Who can come in, be a slot guy, play outside. Just definitely fill up. Now, is your one of your tight ends still out there?
He is.
Ooh. So I have one that I think.
Predict who I'm going to take. Who's the tight end that I like? Look at the names.
If it were me, it would be Dawson Knox. Dulcich, UCLA.
Dulcich. Yeah.
It's you know what? He showed so much there at the end. And are you buying in on the Denver offense?
I am. Call me a fool. Go ahead. I
won't.
I feel like Sean Payton coming in. I love the addition of Samaje P. Ryan. I think he's starting the season out for Denver, and we're not sure if Javonte Williams is going to make it back. He could just win that job out. I think he's that talented. Maybe it's just me and my love of Florida Gator running backs. I don't know, but he had 7 games in the last 2 seasons where he had more than 10 total touches, and in those games he averaged over 18 fantasy points per game. Like PPR fantasy points. Like Samaje P. Ryan, he's really good if he just gets the ball. Just give him the ball, people.
Exactly. He catches the ball. He's also a good guy in pass protection, so that keeps a guy on the field. So I mean, he's gonna help his team out, and I don't know if they're gonna they don't have a lot of draft picks because of the Russell Wilson deal. So I look at him as, he might be unopposed for a while. And you're right about Javonte Williams. I kind of feel like there's going to be a J.K. Dobbins kind of situation where he's dealing with that knee most of the season. And I've really gotten a little more wary about drafting a running back in the first year coming off an ACL.
Yeah.
I just don't know. So here we are. About to start round 13, and things are still flying. Things are still moving pretty well. How are you feeling so far?
Let's take a look at my team. I feel very confident at quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa.
I'm going to put your team up on the board.
So I've got 2 of my top 12 quarterbacks. You got on the board for me?
Yeah, I just put it up.
And then listen, with Aaron Rodgers leaving, I think that Jordan Love might not be running as much, might not throw as much. I like that Aaron Jones is going to be probably the not bell cow there, but he's going to get a majority of the running downs there. Damian Pierce, I love him to death. James Conner, great veteran presence. I'll get 10 solid games out of him, which is great for best ball. And then my wide receivers, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, Drake London, Jameson Williams, like, let's go. 3 of those any given week are going to be really solid. And then I like my little tight end group I put together with Chico Conquo and then Craig Dulcich. Like, I like this team. It's a very Joey team, though. Like, if this team fails, the rest of my teams will fail because I have a lot of the same guys on here.
Well, you talked about Jones, Aaron Jones. I think he's underrated going into the season. I think he's going to get a lot of work with Jordan Love, and I mean he's another receiver out of the backfield. They're going to likely be breaking in a rookie tight end going into the season. So it's like Aaron Jones will get those tight end touches. So I think that's really good.
Okay.
So let's see. We're looking. So we're a couple picks away from you on this one. Nice balanced roster as we just went through it.
Yeah. Now it's getting a little. Now I got to get creative with some of these picks. All right. I'm going to take a running back that I really, really like. And
ooh, yes.
Fantastic. I needed a fourth running back there, and it's a rookie. Listen, maybe he falls to Cincinnati, ends up in a good position, gets some work, and that's a great pick in best ball this late. I like that a lot. I'm going to have to.
So I'm sitting on a guy right now who will give you hopefully will give you some deja vu all over again.
Okay.
So we talked about him a little bit earlier. Somebody you really like.
Okay.
Let's see if he stays. So we got the Snickler Rabbit. Oh, it's there. So Kenneth, I had 2 guys queued up. Kenneth Gainwell was one of them, but the other one that I'm going to do, Roshan Johnson.
Oh, like it. Listen, he's like kind of the mystery box in a way.
So much. And I mean, he reminds me of Damian Pearson. I know Alfredo is Alfredo Brown, amigo, also an amigo of both of ours. He's done that comparison as well. I mean, a guy that didn't get a lot of work, save some bullets for the, like you mentioned, save some carries, save the wear and tear, save it for the NFL. Big running back. He does good work in the pass blocking. I think he's going to be on the field a lot. All right. So right now and I'm already back on the board right now. Do I like any of these rookies coming up? I think I'm gonna tap wide receiver one more time on this one. Let's see, guys that I'm looking at. Wait a second. I'm gonna go Adam Thielen.
Yeah, I had him in my queue. Oh,
I mean,
you went Zay Jones.
I meant to go Adam Thielen, but it said I timed out, so it gave me Zay Jones. I was between the two of them, so that's fine. That's fine. Zay Jones.
I would have taken Zay Jones, so you took and I'll probably take Thielen.
You know what? It makes more sense. Better, we've sang the praises of Trevor Lawrence already. And Zay Jones had a couple of spike weeks there with Trevor Lawrence last year. I think I'm liking it better. A mistake in the moment, but I'm liking it better.
No, I mean, Zay Jones is one of those players. I mean, he could just catch like a 60-yard touchdown, and then he fills in your flex spot that week.
Exactly. All right, so 3-4-4-2.
I'm probably okay. I got him in my queue. Man, I was really high on Donovan Peoples-Jones, but Elijah Moore coming in there and David Njoku breaking out the way he did, it's kind of hard to go there. I'm going to go Adam Thielen. Maybe he's got 1 year left in the tank with Carolina. He might be is he their best receiver right now?
I think so. It's either him or DJ Chark.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I mean,
I think Thielen's probably, Thielen finished top 15 last year in red zone targets with Minnesota. So even if he's just a red zone presence, red touchdowns are good. Those get you 6 points in most formats. And if you play PPR, it gets you 7. That's math for you, kids. So, I mean, if he is the wide receiver 1 on Carolina, I got a wide receiver 1 in the 14th round. Sure, he's not high profile, but he's going to put up points. In Carolina, most of they're going to have a rookie quarterback this season. I think people think Bryce Young's going there. Makes the most sense. So he can be his favorite target.
And on top, I mean, you got that. And I mean, he's almost like a tight end in certain ways, where he is that security blanket that he's gonna go for. He's gonna be the guy that he's gonna throw to on third down. They don't really have, I think right now it's Ian Thomas as their time. Do they have Tommy Tremble?
Tommy Tremble.
Yeah.
Tommy Tremble is a beloved player in the walls of Front Yard Fantasy. Whenever we have stomach problems, we call it the Tommy Trembles. It sounds like tummy trembles. We love him at FYF. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Ooh, there's an intriguing player down there. Okay. Actually,
so
I'm not taking any of him. All right. I got some.
So we got a little ways. That's why I like that we're both kind of like on the side. It gives us some time to kind of like, talk strategy a little bit on this one. Because at this point, let's take a look at my team. Let's see. So Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Mac Jones at the quarterbacks. I'm feeling pretty good on that one, especially if Mac Jones, not one of the I don't have one of the elite guys. I'm hoping that Dak Prescott comes in, gets his 4,500 to 4,800 yards and throws about 30 TDs. The running backs, J.K. Dobbins, Alvin Kamara, Brian Robinson, Roschon Johnson, feeling good. I feel like I need to add to that room, especially if Kamara is going to miss some time. And I'll feel a lot better if I don't see J.K. Dobbins limping. Receivers, I'm kind of liking this group right now. Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin. I think it's 3 number 1 receivers right there. Tyler Lockett, a good number 2. Addison could be a good rookie, and Zay Jones. So I'm feeling really good. I feel like because
your wide receivers are pretty sexy.
I'm feeling good. And then, getting Travis Kelce, who's another wide receiver playing tight end. I mean, I think last year, I think he would have been the wide receiver 4 overall. And such a cheat code, but
that's the thing about taking Kelce is your team always kind of looks a little wonky. But you've got Kelce there. You've got position scarcity of everyone. I need to pump the brakes on TJ Hockenson. Like I was talking to somebody today and I was like, I think I'm going to make him my tight end 1. I think it was you. Yeah. I was in the car with you. And I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I don't want to get too cute.
But you know what? What was the round difference where you got him? So because
Kelce's going first round, Hawkinson's going around the 3rd round.
So
I'd much rather have Hockenson in the 3rd. They were, if you look at from the moment that TJ Hockenson stepped foot in Detroit, he's in Minnesota now. Since he stepped foot in Minnesota, he finished top 15 in red zone targets along with Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. Adam Thielen's gone now. So some of those red zone targets are probably going to spill over to him. He finished as the tight end 2 last year, period, but then was right on pace with Kelce. So if I can wait 2 rounds and get someone that is going to be maybe close to him, I still think he's going to finish behind Kelce because Kelce's that number 1. Oh, I need to stop talking and draft. Yeah. Devin Singletary. Ooh, yeah, I'll take Devin Singletary. Just in case he does hinder Dameon Pierce.
And
but now I've got that dynamic Houston, Texas running game locked up.
But the other thing about it, you've got you getting Hockenson 43 picks after Travis Kelce. All of a sudden you've got yourself a really, you built a good team in front of him, and now you've got someone to go. Now I've got a couple of guys, a couple of running backs that I'm looking at here, and I'm going to see if I could double tap both of them. The guy coming after me has 4 running backs. One's a rookie. So, which I've actually heard get mock drafted to the Rams. So that would be kind of interesting. The Rams need everything except for Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp, and so I'm going to go Tank Bigsby.
Okay,
big running back. Getting him at this point, maybe he pulls a Tyler Algier like last year. And let me look at.
He's the NFL player that sounds most like a UFC fighter. All right, Tank Bigsby.
Let's see. And I don't love the receivers right now.
Yeah. Okay, so Dalton. There's some dart throws, but
yeah, definitely some dart throws. Okay, back to me. Dalton Kincaid and DJ Chark went. I didn't have either one of them on the radar screen. I think I might be closing out my running back room right now with Michael Carter.
Okay. Ooh, I like that pick. I like that
Breece Hall. Breece Hall, who knows what's going to happen with him early on, and I think he's still going to get. I mean, Michael Carter. We've seen Aaron Rodgers feed 2 running backs out of the backfield, so and it's basically going to be the same offense with Nathaniel Hackett. I love that having that group right now. I think I may be done with running backs right now. Where are you at on right now?
I've got 5. I'll probably tap one more, probably a rookie later on. I'm gonna go wide receiver at this next pick. Unless, let me see if somebody is. Did he get taken? Oh no. All right, let's have some fun. Ooh, nope, not gonna have fun. We're gonna take Wan'Dale Robinson, and we're gonna see if this tight end falls back to me. I'm glad that Craig is in the chat because he has this knack of coming into drafts and taking the exact player I want. So I'm glad that he's just an observer this evening.
Oh, Craig, mi amigo.
Yeah.
We're full hearts with you too, man. Thank you. Great. Salud in Minnesota, and not Minnesota, Wisconsin. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I hope you liked that we both took Cowboys in your honor. I took Dak, yes, and Joey took CD. So love that. Mm-hmm. I just took a peek at the quarterbacks right now.
Oof, they're rough, probably.
Yeah, that whole Yogi Berra, it gets late early out there. Yeah, it's about 1:45 and the bar's closing at 2 a.m. So Jose's Landing is closing at 2 a.m.
Yeah, there's still a starting quarterback out there.
Yep,
Bailey
Zappi. There's still one. Quite possibly, if Mac Jones does get traded, we've heard those rumors.
If the Colts take Will Levis, which it just sounds like that's what they're gonna do, I'll be sacked. I really do want to see Gardner Minshew kind of get. Let's give him the job for a little while and see what he can do. I think we know what he can do, but yeah, he's such a fun guy to root for.
Actually,
that he lived in a bus outside of a Planet Fitness in South Florida.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's. I know people like say that if anybody's going to join WWE, it's George Kittle, but man, Gardner Minshew is right behind him for that guy's probably a pro wrestler
with the hair and everything. And I loved it. I loved it when he had that Budweiser promo. If somebody drafted him in the first round of their fantasy draft, they'd get Budweiser for a year. So, but there went Bailey Zappi. So somebody could get that could be this year's Geno Smith.
Yeah. I wonder if they're watching.
That'd be kind of funny.
Bagels, if you're watching, thanks.
Orale Bagels. Mm-hmm. I like bagel tacos. Now here, one guy that I just starred right now, Leonard Fournette. You got to watch him.
Oh man, he's still out there.
Yeah. ADP 194, so it's kind of this range right now. Hasn't signed anywhere. He's not. He had a couple of weeks last year.
Yeah,
could be a possibility.
I was at the Bucks Rams game this year. That's where right. It looked like there was a passing of the torch with Rashad White, and then I think the next week Leonard Fournette ended up having a great week, but I think the torch is definitely passed now. But yeah, that was a frustrating game to go to because I
can
on
imagine.
paper before the season started, I was like, oh man, Super Bowl champion Rams against the previous Super Bowl champion Buccaneers. Here we go. It's going to be a great game. I think it was like 17-13. It was just, I did get to watch a Brady fourth quarter comeback though, so that was pretty cool. He drove the ball down the field.
Was that his last one this season? Because you might have seen
No, I think he had one after it.
Oh, okay.
He had one more come. Yeah.
Oh, I think what was it? No, not against Indy. I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He did have one later in the season. All right, so we got two before you, round 17. So we got so that's what, 4 more picks for you. So I'm sitting on a guy right now that would be really fun if he made it to me.
We'll see if he does. Ooh,
he just went.
Did he? Oh,
Jake Ferguson.
I'm hoping for the other tight end that's on the board right now. Hopefully Neil doesn't grab him. If not, I'll take Fournette.
I mean, she's
all right.
Oh yes.
Trey
McBride. You want McBride?
Pick 200. Yeah.
Look at that. Hey, you know what? Could be Colt McCoy throwing him passes for a good chunk of the season.
That's what's a little crazy. We don't have a schedule yet. And it's kind of like, in a way, you feel like you do have to take 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends, even though it's super flex, because those bye weeks, you could just end up with the same bye week and tight end, and then that you get a 0 at the position. That's not fun for anybody, except for your opponents. It's very fun for them.
Let's see. All right. So
what's your favorite format to play in, Jorge?
You know what? Superflex has really grown on me the last couple of years. But yeah, it really has, and it's I love the emphasis that it puts on the quarterback position. Oh, right now I'm gonna tap, throwing a dart, Hunter Renfrow here in
love it.
At
love
the end
that
of round 17.
Love that pick.
Jimmy G is gonna fly. Yeah, Superflex has been a lot of fun getting adapted to. I've gotten better at it. I think the times I've double tapped quarterback has been kind of a little bit painful, but here we go. Someone's got I'm gonna go Van Jefferson, the tight ends.
You turd!
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I don't need any more Florida Gators on my team.
I was gonna say another Florida guy.
Yeah.
No fan. I was thinking
Van
about
Jefferson
him
right now. He's the wide receiver 2 on the Rams.
Yeah,
with Matthew Stafford returning.
Matthew Stafford just said he's healthy, so I'm hopeful on there. Being the Ram fan, because gosh, it's basically Stafford to Kupp and a little bit left over for Jefferson. And they might need to throw a lot more this year because the fact that Leonard Fournette.
There he went.
Lombardi Lenny. But yeah, I think the Rams are going to end up having to throw a little bit more because I think their secondary is going to give up some yardage and some touchdowns. So they're going to get, if the few times that Aaron Donald doesn't get to the quarterback or disrupt things in the backfield, I think they're going to be able to pick the secondary apart a little bit, because it's going to be a young up and coming secondary with a lot of, either rookies or second year guys. And I think there's going to be some growing pains this year back there. I mean, Raheem Morris does beautiful things with the defense. So I'm hopeful that something works out there, but just not altogether optimistic that they're going to do much defensively. So here we are.
When he was coaching the Buccaneers, I really liked him a lot. I don't think he got a fair shake.
And he was, I mean, gosh, whenever I hear him, interviewed here locally, I'm like, man, this guy needs to be at the front of a team right now. He needs to be a face of a franchise. So hopefully the Rams get back in there. The defense really shores it up, and it puts them into the discussion, because seems like that needs to happen. only the Super Bowl teams seem to get their coordinators picked, unless it's Eric Bieniemy, which is a whole other podcast episode.
Yeah, I feel like he will get his job next year.
Yeah,
Something will come up for him. Hopefully, it's a good one.
Yeah, I hope he gets a good quarterback to play to coach. And you know what? And that's why I'm hopeful for this class this year. Just because, I mean, we need some replenish. I think we still need to replenish some of the quarterbacks that we've lost over the years. The Big Ben, Big Ben, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan has basically left the NFL. Carson Wentz is another one that's without a job. These are all prominent starters over the last 5 years, and hopefully some of these guys take a step forward. Maybe some of those year 2 guys have something in the tank for us. And you know what? Gardner Minshew's still out there.
Is he?
He still is out there. He's going to start probably half the season. He could start half the season.
Yeah. I mean, if they draft Will Levis, I don't think they roll out Levis week 1. Although, man, I don't know. People seem to be in love with that guy.
Who would you take between Levis and
Richardson?
Richardson?
It's like he had all his big games in games that he should have had big games in, like against like really inferior opponents. So, I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't have the game like, any games like CJ Stroud did against Georgia in the semifinals.
Yeah.
So, the thing, Levis, I'm curious that all this talk, all this heat, all this money that's going down on him, gosh, I mean, it has me thinking there's some smoke there. I mean, at this late, for him to be the number 2 pick in the draft, or even there's even big money coming in on him being number 1 overall, which I think is just plain local.
I would be shocked draft day if Carolina took Will Levis. I mean, floored. Remember when Blake Bortles went 3rd overall?
Jeez, that was that was amazing. That was amazing. And who was it that was later in that draft that turned out to be really good?
Was it Mahomes? It might have been Mahomes.
No, Bortles was before Mahomes.
You know what? I'll do it.
Gardner Minshew. I was going to do it if you didn't.
Yeah. I've got 2 other guys that I don't think are going to get drafted to take with my last pick. So I might as well take him.
I mean, it could be Colt McCoy. Oh, maybe Davis Mills. Maybe Davis Mills will be. Maybe the all the rumors that we've heard about the Texans not taking a quarterback at number 2, and maybe even passing on him at number 12, which I can't imagine. All right, so Devontae Parker, which is actually a pretty interesting pick at this point.
Devontae Parker, he'll give you 2 good games every year, and you'll be glad you have him for those 2 games.
All right, so I've got to pick a tight end right now. I don't trust Darnell Washington. I think he's going to be a blocker. I may tap these rookies.
Okay.
Actually, you know what?
You need to get another tight end, buddy.
I know I do. I know I do. You know what? I liked what I saw with him at the end. He had a couple of games. Alberto.
There you go.
I think I'm just remembering the times that Jimmy Graham had some big games, and he's big, athletic. And now coming back to me for my last pick.
Where does he go?
Let's see.
Oh, I like that Martin Jones pick.
That was a pretty inspired pick. And John Mechie, in his second year coming off of now do I have some fun right now? Let's see. Now I'm gonna take a shot that
I was gonna do it. Something. Good job. Yeah.
Pittsburgh does something good. It does something good there. Hey, we're doing okay we're doing okay on time. So let's see. We're on deck for your last pick. My My shop is closed.
Yeah. My shop has one spot open, and I'm going to take him. He doesn't have a job right now, but
Jerick McKinnon.
What he did last year, so we play, at FYF, we play a lot of games, and Jerick McKinnon has been the like trick guy because we'll go head to head. Like, okay, who had a better year last year? Like, who had the more rushing touchdowns, Jerick McKinnon or like Jonathan Taylor? And it's like you want to say Jonathan Taylor, but it was probably Jerick McKinnon because he had all these receiving touchdowns that people seem to forget about. So he was running back gets hurt week 1. He ends up as a lead because he can slot right in. So,
and he was money during the fantasy playoffs. He was absolutely in like those weeks 12 to 17. Yeah. He was just, I mean, he had a couple of RB1, several RB1, not overall, but top 12 running back, where he was just he was wonderful. Yeah, I had him in a couple of places. In fact, one league that you and I played in, I subbed him in, and he was just fantastic for me. I won't talk about semifinal week because he carried the load, but other guys didn't. So, but
Scott Fishbowl.
No, the Dynasty League, the Thirsty Thursday League.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now, how are you feeling right now? So I'm gonna see if I can
with my team.
Yeah, can I?
I've got a bunch of good-looking guys as my quarterbacks. I got Trevor Lawrence. I got Tua, Ryan Tannehill, Gardner Minshew. I feel really confident at quarterback. I got a top 6 starting quarterback, and then I ended up getting another quarterback in my top 12. So I'm really excited about that. With Tua, running backs, I'm growing higher and higher in Aaron Jones. Damian Pierce has my heart forever and always. Veteran presence of James Conner. I'll probably get 10 games out of him. Tajay Spears is the right landing spot. He's one of my favorite rookie running backs right now. I don't know if you could say just locked up the backfield with Houston with Devin Singletary. I don't think Rex Burkhead's going to play much of a role this year. And then 2 guys that don't have teams right now, Leonard Fournette and Jerick McKinnon. They're going to end up somewhere, and they will contribute. My wide receivers. I didn't really tap wide receiver. Once I got Wan'Dale Robinson, I felt pretty good with the group I had there. CeeDee Lamb, I maybe should have taken one more, actually. CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, Drake London, Jameson Williams. That's probably why I feel confident. Those 4 right there, even though Jameson will not be there for the first 6 weeks. And then my tight ends, I got a nice little group there with Shea, Greg Dulcich, and Trey McBride. I'm really happy with this team. A little bit of youth, not much veteran presence on it, but that's okay. I got Thielen and James Conner to hang out together, the 2 old men on my team.
And touchdown Lenny. Lombardi Lenny.
Yep, Lombardi Lenny.
Let's not forget about him. So picking out of the 11, I was it was kind of rough there. But grabbing Travis Kelce and feeling good about that, just feeling like I can ignore that position, which I actually did until round 20. And then, but tapping Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Mac Jones, I think I've got a good trio of quarterbacks that'll do well. Hopefully, bye weeks don't mess me up there. But the running backs, I'm feeling good about. I think J.K. Dobbins. I'm hoping for some good reports that he's that limp is gone. But yeah, all these wide receivers, Amon-Ra, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, leading off with those, and getting Hunter Renfrow and DJ and Van Jefferson there at the end. Feeling good. What is it now? What does it say? What are the projections say? Where do I?
Mine was at 3,100 or something.
Let's see, 3,100. I'm at 2,907. So,
3049. Sorry, yeah.
I'll take that.
I think we're competing. Let's let's make sure we title this draft so we can come back and look at it. Underdog lets you do that. You can call it instead of 12-person draft. We can call it whatever we want. I was for a while. I was dating on my drafts, but then I just stopped doing that because I'm already crazy enough.
Well, let's all right. Okay, good. It's just back to you and me now. So I love that. Thank you. That was so awesome to be able to do that and just kind of finish that off. Yeah, I can't have you on without talking little movies.
Let's talk.
And we talked a little bit about Top Gun Maverick, pre-show. How did it save the movies? And seriously, how much fun was it compared to that original?
So my wife doesn't like action movies, and she turned over to me. We went and saw in Colorado, and she turned to me when it was over. She goes, "That was awesome," and it had just the right amount of nostalgia mixed with. I mean, it was a great action movie to begin. I mean, the action scenes are fantastic. But I think Tom Cruise bet on himself like he does often and said, "I don't want this to come out on streaming. I want this to be seen in theaters." And I mean, the movie sat on the shelf for 2.5, almost 3 years. And, I think it reminded people when they went to see it in the theater because it had a good opening weekend, but it really was. It held business through weeks. I think it reminded people how much fun it is to go to the movie theater. Like, get popcorn, sit there in a dark room with a bunch of strangers, and just enjoy a movie. And I mean, I've done that my entire life. And there's few things in this world I love as much as going to the movie theater. So, getting the little message from Tom Cruise in the beginning was a little funny, but no, I mean, it's true. He, in a lot of ways, Steven Spielberg went up to him and thanked him for saving the movies. And I mean, when you have somebody like Spielberg saying that to you, and they had beef for almost 20 years and squashed that beef right then and there. And so,
Over what? I forget. I think I missed that one.
After War of the Worlds, there was some.
Oh, yes.
When a lot of things were just kind of going awry, and their partnership ended. They'd done a few films together and didn't speak for a while, but now they're speaking now. So I think that's just good. When one of the world's biggest movie stars is talking to the world's greatest director, I think that's just good.
And I will say, and we also talked. I mean, thank you for giving us Jennifer Connelly on camera. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Her character was great too.
There's something. Yes, there's something special about Jennifer Connelly and Top Gun Maverick that even my wife, she was like, she is stunning. Yeah, she really is. That light, I don't think it was a lighting. She's just a great person, I think.
I mean, she just play, and to see that, and just also just to really see kind of like the big moments like that at the end where they were he fired up the F-14, and you just saw you kind of felt the whole theater kind of shudder as it turned on. I mean, it was it was special. It was really special. But yes, and
so do you? I don't. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna say spoiler for anyone that's not seen Top Gun Maverick. Mute me right now. Just mute the show if you haven't already. Probably should have. Have you heard the conspiracy theory, or like the theory that Maverick dies in the beginning of the movie and it's all his, like, the last dream of his life? Like when he goes up in the atmosphere and he hits Mach 10, that he actually dies, and that's his last vision before he passes away, is that he makes peace with
Oh my goodness.
It's a neat theory. I've watched it a second time. I don't know if I buy it, although everything does kind of fall in place for him. So anyways,
I'm gonna actually watch it
now.
I'm gonna watch it with that thought in mind, because I think that's that's kind of fun to see that one. Because I could see that. I mean, making amends with Penny, making amends with Goose's son, with and with Iceman. So all of those I could see that. I could definitely see that. So one last one. I need your thought process on a beloved decade, the 80s. 80s comedies, the John Hughes films, The Princess Bride, Say Anything, the airplane Naked Gun movies. Is any favorites in there?
Yeah, I mean, John Hughes, I mean, to anyone our age, I mean, he wrote our teenage years, Breakfast Club, and for me, I mean, Ferris Bueller is my favorite John Hughes movie. I mean, I think everyone, wanted to be Ferris, even if you were a Cameron, you wanted to be Ferris. Princess Bride is just one of those perfect movies. Like, you can show Princess Bride to anyone, and they're gonna have a good time. Like, I sat there, a couple months ago with my wife and my 6-year-old, and we all found something in it. I mean, I love Andre the Giant, and so that movie is just fantastic. Say anything, we should all be holding a boombox outside of the person that we love most. I'm gonna throw a couple because you put 80s comedies. I'm gonna throw a couple at you that I love. I think one of the funniest scenes from the 80s, and it's kind of not a traditional comedy, it's more of a horror comedy, but in Evil Dead 2, the plate banging scene, I laugh every single time. It's so dumb, but the physical comedy Evil Dead 2, I think rivals a lot of the other comedies from the 80s. This is Spinal Tap's my form of comedy. It's a lot of improv, that Christopher Guest style. And the Blues Brothers might have my favorite line of the 80s with when Belushi's in the very fancy restaurant. He turns around and he goes, "How much for the little girl? Your women. I want to buy your women." Oh God. Just and then Coming to America, Eddie Murphy just there's so many moments in Coming to America. That might be the movie
Many New Year
in the 80s. Yeah. Sexual chocolate. Yeah.
I remember the barbershop scene.
Yes.
I remember seeing somebody I worked with afterwards. She goes, "Did you know that was Eddie Murphy in Arsenio Hall?" I'm like, yes. And, I mean, just so well done. There was you also reminded me in a horror movie, one of the funniest scenes, and I don't think it was intentional, and it was in Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. There was a scene, and I think it was just like a gasp from the mom. But it was so overly played that I've watched it in a group of friends, and we were all frightened by the movie. But honestly, when she did that, we laughed our butts off. It was so funny.
Yeah,
just that gasp.
I like scary movies. I think there's so much comedy to be found in horror movies, and some people just they don't want to access them because they're going to see some blood and guts. Absolutely, you're going to see that stuff, and that's gross. But if you've never seen Evil Dead 2, you're really doing yourself a disservice for just some real great camp. And Bruce Campbell is just he's a force in that movie. So man.
Oh man, love it. Oh, mi amigo, last one. Your Braves going to take the NL East this year?
I think so. I when I used to be much more into baseball, and then I started doing all the fantasy football, in the industry work, and my time split between family, movies, and baseball is kind of taking a little bit of a back seat. But it was funny when the Braves did win the World Series a couple years back. For years, my friends were like, "Oh my God, what's Joey going to do? He's going to be so excited and stuff." And the moment the Braves won the World Series, I was holding my she was maybe a year-old daughter who was teething at the time, just crying her eyes out. And I'm like, hooray, trying to just rock my daughter back to sleep. So that's how I watched the Braves win the World Series. Not at a party, not at a bar, just with my 1-year-old, just hanging out.
Oh, being a good dad.
Yeah.
And you're a buen amigo. You're a buen amigo. Thank you so much for doing this. We'll close it up. What do you got coming up? I mean, you got so much juggling going on.
Oh man, we've got FYF. We've got 3 shows tomorrow. We got pub trivia. We've got the game show at 3:00 every day, Monday through Friday. I am a part of that, even though we joke on the show that I am not. I get hired every day through a fax. No, I'm there 5 days a week with FYF. I'm on the Pretend GM show on Football Guys with Alfredo Brown and Dave Kluge and Dr. Vig. He's on there with us. We're doing some articles with Football Guys coming up. So much stuff going on. I'm excited for Canton coming up. I'm going back to Colorado. That's not you can't watch me in Colorado though, unless there's a camera somewhere I don't know about. There probably is. So, a lot of great stuff coming up. Thanks for having me on, buddy. I really appreciate it.
If we could get a start sits and salutations scene with you going
into the
Colorado
that too.
River.
I should.
Yeah. But if you going into the Colorado River
National Park. Yeah. I will be doing some starts and citations this year. It's hard to write them, with other stuff going on, with the family and everything, but I do absolutely love doing that character. It is so much fun. So I'll get a couple out there for everybody this year. Make sure.
Love it.
Can I actually, for the first time, it's going to be in multiple languages. Cause, I guess, I'm going to announce it here because, we will have it will be in Espanol. We'll have it dubbed over with one of our good friends will be the voice of me for NFL Mexico, I guess we could say, for Fantasy Football Mexico. So and that's what Mauricio and I are doing. So yeah.
Our other compadre. Well, can I get the voice one more? Hi.
Oh boy, I haven't done it. Let's see. Hi. Oh, it just rolled off, didn't it? Yeah, there you go.
Oh well. Oh, buenas noches. I can't hit that high note right now. You want to try?
What did I do in the end of the one? I was like, Lo Sigalaba. I did like the Pepsi Cola voice.
Soy Jose Wright.
That's fine. Everybody that's watching this has no idea what we're talking about. Yeah.
Go watch Start Sins and Salutations on YouTube, Familia, and laugh your head off if you missed it. There's no way you have. But Familia, hey, he's at the Joey Wright on Twitter. You can find me at Jorge Martin 17, Familia. Follow, give us another like and subscribe on follow Familia FFB on YouTube. Proud member of the Fantasy Points Media Group. Also, make sure you're going to Underdog. Use that promo code Familia 23, Familia 23, and if you're in Spanish, get there. Otra vez, thank you to Joey. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias everybody for joining us. And remember, todos somos familia. Salud.